I mean, I can't wait. This is gonna be cool that we get to bring the people with us and show behind the scenes. But listen, man, I gotta tell you, there's some big news with the location. Like, this is serious, man. So, what happened was, what's going on, Bully fam? It's your boy, the educator, the scientist, Mr. Double Muscle Line Bulls, bringing you a behind the scenes on the Ultimate Dog Breeding class, the road to Master Breeder Academy and Breeders Hacks University. This is a little docu-series that we wanted to put together for you guys, basically showing you guys the behind the scenes leading up to the Ultimate Dog Breeding class, the Ultimate Dog Breeding course, Master Breeder Academy, and Breeders Hacks University. So as you guys know who I am on this channel, Breeders Hacks, Double Muscle Line Bulls, and what I do is I've been educating you guys on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all these platforms for the past couple years now. And I mean, I've been a dog breeder for the past decade. And what I recently started doing in the past couple of years is just teaching you guys through social media, teaching millions how to properly dog breed and all the things that I've learned, through the ups and downs as far as being a dog breeder, so that you guys don't have to make those mistakes. Thankfully, our content, our videos have reached millions and is continuing to grow every single day. I love to see the testimonials and the pictures that I get when people have been able to save puppies' lives and be able to better take care of their dogs because of the content and the information that we give on our social media platforms, which is just amazing to me. I never could have imagined being a small, hometown breeder, that over time, I would be educating the world and getting recognized by vets, by breeders, by even just pet owners all over the world for just giving you guys the information and wanting to help and save you guys a lot of time and effort and things like that. So that's really kind of how Breeders Hacks got started. But there was something missing. We wanted to do something hands-on. We wanted to do something where I can only teach yet so much through content and so on and so forth. So for me, it was really about what could be the next level as far as, teaching more hands-on and things like that. And that's where this course kind of came about. So we wanted to do something hands-on and be able to show you guys, for people that would like to learn hands-on how to perform an artificial insemination, how to perform a semen evaluation, all these things that you need to know when it comes to being a dog breeder, because a lot of the vets surprisingly don't know this stuff, as well as even if you did go to the vet for every single thing, it would cost you a lot of money. So with that being said, we wanted to put something together and show you guys hands-on how to do all these things. And really what this is going to be a docu-series. This docu-series is about taking you guys with us step by step leading up into this class. And we're going to post up some trailers and some pics and clips and things like that. But this is really to take you guys with us behind the scenes and seeing what it takes to really put something together of this magnitude. And hey, hopefully some of you guys, I see you guys there in person, you guys join as well. I know when we pre-released, there was a bunch of people who locked in as far as students go. So this is also for our students who want to watch the behind the scenes. But I'm really excited for this. It's all about impacting lives, all about helping fellow breeders, all about bringing in a new generation of breeders, or even vets. I know some of our students are vets, but bringing in a whole new generation of people that have a better understanding for reproduction and dog breeding and so on and so forth, rather than spending the past decade like me having to learn the hard way and learn them by themselves. So you're going to be able to get to success a whole lot sooner and a whole lot faster because you're getting over a decade of information in a single 2-day event. So anyway, guys, Breeders Hacks University is what we created, and we teamed up with Master Breeder Academy, a reproductive specialist over in the UK, over in Ireland, actually, to be exact. And he's coming here, and we're going to be blending the two together. So I hope you guys enjoy this docu-series. It's going to be continuously updated until we get to the actual day of the event, which is in I think 2 months from now. So be on the lookout for this docuseries. And I'm gonna let you guys now meet the other half of this event, this course, this class, the Ultimate Dog Breeding event, Patty. So let me introduce him to you guys.
Hi guys, so my name is Paddy. I'm the owner of the Master Breeder Academy. We first established roughly about 2 years ago, maybe just a little more. We have helped over 300 students to date, and we have grown from at my home, where we built a clinic and we started teaching people on an individual basis, to teaching 10, 15, 20 people at a time. We have been operating in Ireland, England, Scotland, and now we are predominantly in America, and we are coming to you guys 4 times in 2023. We have New Jersey, we have LA, we have Tampa, and then we have Houston. And for anyone who might be watching this from Australia, we have quite a few clients from our dog breeding days, and we have a knock dog breeding in the head. We still, you know, we were always keeping our finger on the pulse with that. But Australia essentially was what kind of put myself, my own brand, on the map. But the only way I was able to achieve that was through the knowledge of canine fertility. So what we do as a business, as a company, we help dog breeders, animal practitioners, and dog breeding hobbyists to achieve full accreditation on canine fertility, things like artificial insemination, semen collection and analysis, semen chilling, cytology, and awakening chill semen. That's one section. We also have our microchipping section. We're the only Secretary of the State accredited company in Northern Ireland, and we also teach canine ultrasound. Now that right now is what we offer. We also now have a team where we have teamed up with Breeder Hacks. Trust me when I tell you, Angel's the best at this. He knows the ins and outs of whelping. He's continuously educating himself, and the biggest thing with this guy is, and this is why when we reached out to Angel, we really wanted to work with him. He helps people. I think there's always courses out there in any industry where they will help initially, but they don't give you the aftercare, and that was something we noticed right away with the Angel. So look, these are the courses that we are going to be offering this year, but we have an advanced canine fertility course coming available later. In that, there will be also things about, you know, marketing and selling yourself, achieving clients from around the world, and that is something that I have predominantly been able to master, because I noticed dog breeding had just went in no time at all. And the thing was, everyone was doing the same thing. But what people weren't doing a lot of the time was being professional, being able to communicate, being able to sell, and ultimately being able to add value to people's lives. The thing is when you can have a product, you can have all the DNA in the world, you can have all the dogs in the world. If you don't know how to create value for somebody else and communicate that, for me, you're just digging yourself a bigger hole when it comes to dog breeding. You can't do what everyone else is doing, because right now it's just so saturated. So that's where Master Breeder steps in. So look, guys, if you would like more information, drop me a DM. Myself and Breeder Hacks, March 11th and 12th, New Jersey. This is going to be huge, guys. It's going to be incredible. I can promise everyone this will be our best course to date in America. We're the only course of its kind in America. We are certainly the only course that is fully accredited in America. So look, guys, thank you. And I can't wait to help all you guys this year. Yo, bro, how's things? How you keeping?
Good, man. Good, man. What time is it over there?
It's 20 past 4 p.m. So I think we're like we're like 5 hours ahead of you, bro. Yeah.
Holy cow,
How's
man.
things? How you keeping?
It's like good, man. It's crazy. It's like I think it's like 10 o'clock over here, man. I know the time difference gets a little bit crazy, man. But yeah, I mean, as we discussed, doing this kind of like behind the scenes, this road to Master Breeder Academy and Breeders' Hacks University. I think this is gonna be an awesome, collaboration, man. I think one of the things we should cover is like kind of like how did we meet? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You were gonna say?
No, yeah, you go ahead. Keep going.
No, I think you had reached out to me, right? On Instagram?
Yeah, I reached out to you. And then I think you were already aware of us. So we picked each other's brains a bit. And straight off the back, after our first call, I was like, I like this guy. I like him. Just because we were on the same page, bro. We were knocking heads with each other, and even now, you're very much like, I've never probably worked with somebody who has given me as much help as you in such a short period of time, and that's what Master Breeder's about, is helping people. So, you know what's happened with the things we've accomplished in the last week or two.
100%, man, 100%, and that's what it's all about. It's about building each other up. It's about just helping breeders, other breeders, and it's so weird because like when you really think about it, it's like in this dog breeding community, at least here in the United States, I don't know about over in the UK, but a lot of breeders don't like to share the kind of information that will really help each other get to the next level, and ultimately, I mean, it's one of those things that ultimately, if we teach each other, if we educate each other, it just betters the breed. So I mean, unfortunately, like I said, there isn't a lot of people that are willing to teach this kind of knowledge, but hey, that's where, after talking back and forth and wanting to put together something like this, I really think this is gonna really kind of revolutionize and change the game as far as giving dog breeders a place to go to be able to learn, and get this information. So, yeah, man. So, I mean, as we talked about like the vision and things like that, man, a lot of people don't know, for example, like you've already been doing this. How long have you like been doing this in the States for?
Well, in the States, the last 12 months. So we've been operating in America now for 12 months. We started off just in Ireland.
Yeah.
And I remember I told you a story before. Like I said to my wife, I said, if I get one student a month, I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
We're now at over 300.
See, exactly, man. And I mean, it's similar here, man. Through the YouTube videos, like we've reached like, millions of people and just being able to help them and educate them. So that's what it's all about here, man. So that's awesome, man. So I love that it's like a new concept that you're bringing here to the States, because yet again, it's not a part of our, at least the breed that I'm in, the bully breeds, it's not really a part of our culture to really make it cool for, like I said, for the education. We don't really like to share it with each other. So this is definitely something new that I think is going to set the standard and really bring more also professionalism, to the dog breeding sport. Because I mean, how are these breeders that are new supposed to know? How are they supposed to know what a proper stud contract looks like, puppy contracts, just even the basic structure,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing, Angel, is as a whole, the industry needs professionalism. Somebody needs to step in and make things more professional. This whole thing with, just throwing semen in a box, shipping it, never speaking to the person again, no contracts, no communication, no evidence. There's no evidence on what you could be receiving semen from a cat. You know what I mean? Nobody. No.
100%, man. 100%.
It really blows my mind. And the people, it's strange because the breeders I get, the new breeders, do incredibly well. But the people who do the best out of this is people who are already breeding, because, They know almost how to market and sell themselves, but they don't know how to achieve the clients from the other side of the world because they don't know canine fertility.
100%. And the key thing, I think the key thing is being open-minded as well. You know, that an old dog can learn new tricks. You know, that that even breeders who've been breeding for 15, 20 years, things like that, they see one of my videos, they come to one of your classes. I mean, when they're truly open-minded, I think they see that they can learn new things, because this dog breeding technology it's always changing, you know. That's why, like, people like us, like, I can speak for myself, and I know you're the same, man, as far as like we're also educating ourselves with all the new things and new techniques that are also coming out as well. So it's one of those things that if you've been breeding for 15, 20 years, you also have to continue to keep educating yourself just like a new breeder, you know. Otherwise, the information can become outdated, you know. I think it's like every 5 years that the information is really significantly making leaps and boundaries and changes as far as, you know, the knowledge that's being that we know as far as these dogs. So no, definitely, man. I mean, like we talked about the vision. I wanted to cover a little bit on the vision of what we wanted to do with this for the, you know, viewers and whatnot. You said, and I don't know if you told the people already, but you're basically going around the country doing stuff like this, right? It's not just in one location that we're doing this. I know me and you collectively are doing this together in one location, but like, what's the ultimate goal, you know, as far as like with this course?
The ultimate goal for me is to have, I think about this a lot, and for me, I almost feel that there needs to be a standardization, that you need to be at a certain level before you can do your own canine fertility needs. I think we need to have some type of governing body where we need to be able to have a license to fulfill canine fertility needs, because I see across the country, not just here, there, Australia, you know, in Europe, the practices are just poor. So for me, I would like to get Master Breeder to a point where we are like the, you know, I pretty much think we're there now. I think we're the standardization, like we're the top of the, you know, we're top of the ladder, you know, when it comes to train with these guys, and you will do things professionally, correctly, and safely. Like at the minute, it's cowboys, you know, it's just complete cowboys, you know.
Setting like a gold standard as far as like, if you have learned from these guys, you pretty much are accredited enough to be able to perform reproductive techniques and different reproductive things that need to take place in order to really kind of ensure that people, when they come to you, they know that they're getting the proper you know, techniques and things done when it comes to their reproductive services. I 100% agree with that. As well as, like, for me, I know for me, like, essentially already what you're doing, like, and as we've talked about, you know, obviously in the future, is like, for me, I know for me for sure, one of the things I would like to do is probably start doing this in other states as well. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, as you know, once we launched this thing, people were asking like, hey, is Breeders Hacks, is he gonna also be in, you know, this location, that location, things like that. We talked about like Canada and stuff like that. So that's definitely, like, I think just exactly what the business model is, that it's like, hey, there's gonna be different locations where people can come learn hands-on. I think that's phenomenal. I think that you can't ask for anything more than that, because no matter how many videos we shoot, no matter how many classes we teach, whatever the case may be, everything online, whatever, there's really no substitute for someone being like, listen, I'll hold your hand. Let me show you step by step how to perform an artificial insemination. And I know for me, I was blessed enough to have a mentor to teach me all these things hands-on. So that's the only reason why I'm even able to show people on YouTube and things like that, is because of that hands-on training. You know, like drawing blood. I'm sure in your classes you see it all the time. Students get so like cringeworthy and afraid to draw the blood, When in reality, if you're doing it with the proper technique, you have nothing to worry about. You're not going to harm the dog. But for someone who's never done that, how do they know? Even if they're watching all the videos and the person in the video is saying, like, listen, do it this way, you'll be fine. Having someone there in person, I think there's no replacement for that. And I think that's what we're bringing to the people with this course.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I think the thing is, Angel, there's no course like ours in the world. Like the hands-on, the doing live AIs, actually chilling semen, reawakening cytology. It's all hands-on, but the biggest thing is, and this is what I was always conscious of, is when you leave, you get the help you need.
Exactly, 100%, 100%.
And that's something with you, bro.
And one other,
'cause you're quite good at that. Like anything I have, like
Yeah.
I notice it with your clients, but I notice it with me, and that's so important because you can't show somebody
100%.
something once and expect them to know it. That's ridiculous. You need to be able to help them as much as you can.
100%, man. And like also like something else, like 100% what you're saying is true. I mean, I get people who even they've never bought a product from me or anything like that, and I still don't mind giving them, like, if they have a quick question, I give them a response, things like that. That's the type of person I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, especially when they become a student and we've been able to work hands-on, I know it's just going to accelerate them so much more faster. As well as one thing I wanted to touch on is, I mean, have you also taught some vets as well, or reproductive clinics in your area?
Yeah. So we've had, we sell some products to some of the veterinary practices. But what actually happened was we sold to a company in Europe. That company in Europe are huge, and they were selling to vets in Ireland. And they said, look, we're struggling with the reproduction side here. Could you recommend anyone? And this company said, listen, this guy's training people, he's accrediting them, and it's all hands-on training. So do you want to get in touch? So when a vet reached out, I thought this was crazy because I was like, really? When we had the conversation, he said, I'm doing it, but I'm having poor success. I went down and visited that location, and within the first less than 10 minutes, I identified the issue right away.
Wow.
And it's so minute, so small, but the room that they were doing their reproduction in, bro, a polar bear wouldn't sleep in it. It was that cold. And this is one of the main veterinary practices in the UK and Ireland. Do you know what I mean? So, and I'm gonna have a conversation with the vet. He was like, look, you need to understand that we don't necessarily get taught a lot of this in university. Like, so I was like, okay. He said, I probably was taught that, but it wasn't a big part of what we were doing. There's actually a separate degree for repo. Well, what you guys call repo. Here, they don't have that.
Yeah.
They don't have it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they don't have specific repos. So to make a long story short, we trained them. They loved it. They're doing really well. They've incredible success now. But it's just the way it is. Again, it's going back to people need to learn this more because the vets might not necessarily know.
Wow. And I mean, and that's another thing in itself as well that I really kind of wanted to cover was the fact that, let me just put this here. One of the things that I really wanted to cover was also the fact that basically exactly what you're saying, that a lot of these vets, they're taught, especially in the US, they're taught a lot of different things, but when it comes to repro, it's almost like it's completely different. There's the standard for education in the US by vets with reproduction. I mean, some vets don't specialize in reproduction at all. They're not familiar with reproduction. They can't ship out semen for you. They really don't have an idea on how to do a proper semen evaluation. And it really comes down to the individual vet. How much education do they personally seek out for reproduction? And then a lot of them, I don't know if it's maybe because they don't see the dollar signs in it right away or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But A lot of vets, yeah, believe it or not, like a lot of vets are not educated when it comes to reproduction. And that's where, I mean, same thing here. Like I have vets that I educate them on certain things. Like they don't understand, they don't realize. Some of them don't know how to do progesterones. The ones that do know how to do progesterones, they only know IDEX. So when someone is using one of my machines, they don't realize that there's different charts, there's different machines.
Yeah,
that go over
different
numbers.
calculations.
Minivitis, another one. Yeah, exactly. So same thing here. Like a lot of the vets could definitely utilize some of the information that we're teaching as well. And it's a little bit different here in the States. I think it's also because a lot of people see someone in a coat that went to school for veterinary. They think that they know everything when it comes, you know, the consumer thinks that the vet knows everything when it comes to these dogs, like everything, reproduction, everything, but that's not the case. A lot of them aren't taught this. And I actually had a vet that called me yesterday before, the day before this call, and he told me, he's like, listen, Angel, I've been in my practice for about 25 years. He says, I have students, I'm an educator, I teach people veterinary medicine and so on and so forth. He says, you know more than a majority of my colleagues. And he was like, actually, he was like, I'd like to even endorse a lot of the knowledge that you're saying, and have it recommended that it's backed by a vet, because of even a lot of vets out there don't know this information, because they're taught a lot of things, but they don't really deal with whelping, you know, hundreds of puppies and things like that. You know what I'm saying? They're really more about trying to get, you know, sick dogs healthy than all the other reproductive stuff. And then yet again, you do have some reproductive specialists out there, but there's not a lot.
No, it's interesting, Angel. The very first course I done in Minneapolis, I contacted a show lady. She shows, I can't remember. She shows some type of dog. So
Yeah.
she goes to all the shows around America. And when I was finished, she was an older lady. She was fantastic. She came to me and she said, look, number one, I don't know how you've managed to get so many people under the age of 35 into your course. We can't attract people over the age of 35 to the shows. So for me, you know, that insinuates that there's a lot more people getting into it, but they're getting into the new style. The second thing she said to me was, she called me a couple of months later when I got home. She says, my friend's a repo vet. He wants to go to your course.
Wow, see? In the States?
Or
back home?
No, in the States.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. So he now he hasn't came, or she, I think it's a she hasn't came, but they're in touch, so they are going to come, because she's seen videos of what we were doing, and she went back to the mutual friend. She says, oh, we don't do it like that. We don't. Maybe that's why we're, you know, maybe that would make a lot of sense, because, do you know what I mean? She's seen something. And the thing is these people might have got trained 15 years ago. You know better than anyone. Technology has come a long way in the last 12 months.
Yes.
Not just 15 years, 12 months. So we need to keep educating. We need to keep, like, even me, like, people laugh. Sometimes I ring them like, hey, it's Paddy from Masturbator. And like, oh, what are you phoning for? I'm saying, oh, I seen you do something and I wanted to pick your brains. Like, no, you know your way. It's like, no, listen, I would like to know how you do it, because maybe some of your knowledge I can pass to my students.
Yep, exactly. And that just leads to an analogy that I've learned, where it's like, I try to remain a student. Even though I teach other people, I try to remain a student, because a student, there's no limit to the knowledge that they seek and obtain. But if you try to just stay at a teacher, then the teacher is usually capped off at the knowledge that they're at, because they think they know everything in that field. So I always remain, I call myself, I'm a student that educates people at the same time, if that makes sense. So yeah, 100%, man. Us as the educators, we got to continue to keep, educating ourselves. So, but yeah, man, I'm super excited. I'm super excited for this course, man. You're going to be out here, right? We're going to, go ahead and shoot some content. Hopefully you get enough time that we could shoot some bonus content and things like that. But yeah, man. I mean, I can't wait. This is gonna be cool that we get to bring the people with us and show behind the scenes. But listen, man, I gotta tell you, there's some big news with the location. Like, this is serious, man. So what happened was,